Hello everyone and welcome to the 23rd episode of Let Your Voice Soar and part 2 of How to Stabilize Your Larynx. My name is Alani Stanfill. I'm your vocal coach here at Voice Soaring Studios. So let's get right to today's tutorial. In episode 22, I taught you a very simple but very effective exercise and concept to help you begin to understand what a stable larynx feels like. Now, if you've not seen episode 22, I highly recommend watching it and practicing the exercise presented in the tutorial before watching this episode. Building a solid vocal technique takes time, practice, patience, and slow, methodical steps. Skipping steps can actually hinder your progress. It's a bit like practicing the piano without having any knowledge of music theory. Knowing the basic theory of harmonics and chord progressions can make playing the piano a lot easier, just as knowing how to stabilize your larynx and having a basic understanding of breath management, support, and resonance can make singing songs a lot easier. Now, as promised in episode 22, we're going to be using a song to continue learning the concept of laryngeal stabilization. And that song is Can't Help Falling in Love, one of the most famous love songs of all time. It might even give you guys and gals the idea to sing it for that special someone. We're going to employ 3 very simple concepts to the song to help maintain a stable laryngeal position. Concept number 1 is even airflow. A steady stream of air will keep the vocal cords vibrating freely, which in turn allows for a more stable laryngeal position. Concept number 2 is vowel modification. Modifying certain vowels, especially those which occur on words on the higher parts of the song, can also keep the larynx in a more stable position. Concept number 3 is using a slight tilt in the sound to achieve more head resonance as the voice ascends, which also allows the larynx to stabilize. And just to reiterate what I said in episode 22, we never want to push the larynx down with the root of our tongue and never want to lock it into position. I like the idea of the larynx feeling as if it's suspended between 2 rubber bands. It can come up as it needs to or go down as it needs to, but it's never rigid.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
So we're going to be working on the song in 3 different keys. For the lower male voices, we're going to be working on it in the key of D. That's the key that Elvis Presley recorded his famous version in. For the higher male voices, we're going to be working on it in the key of G, which is what I just sang the first verse in. For the female singers, we're going to be working on it in the key of C. The key of C is the version that Haley Reinhart recorded her famous version in, and it's a really beautiful key, and also allows you to stay with a little bit more chest connection, so it will sound more like a pop song, not like you're singing in your head voice. Now, as we're working on laryngeal stabilization, the one thing that I don't want to happen is for my larynx to come up on that first interval of a fifth. Wise men say, I'll never be able to get through the whole song comfortably if that happens. We need to stabilize the larynx on that first interval of a fifth. So if we go back to episode 22 and use the concept of breathing the larynx slightly down and then humming it like this, that's the key of G for the lower male voices. For the ladies. Okay, so that will get you stabilized right off the bat on that first interval. If you feel like your air is not moving, we can use one of 3 SOVT exercises. Lip trills, tongue lip trills, favorite, or rolled R's. So what I want to do is to sing the entire first verse on one of those 3 SOVT exercises. I'll start with the tongue lip trill. Now I know some singers can't do the tongue lip trills, but if you can, sing the verse along with me like this. Now, if that was difficult for you, let's try it on the lip trills. And now on the rolled R. Those are much more difficult for me. I love the way those feel in my voice. I felt literally no movement of my larynx as I was doing it. The rolled R's are really difficult for me. I actually have a friend who speaks fluent Spanish, and he said you must roll your R on the very tip of your tongue, and that will keep the root of the tongue from engaging. So when you're doing it with the rolled R, try doing it on the tip of your tongue. But that will also keep your breath moving. Now, for the next part of this tutorial, we're going to combine 2 concepts. The concept of leaning or tilting into the sound and vowel modification. In what some refer to as the bridge of this song, we have "Like a river flows, surely to the sea, darling so it goes, some things are meant to be." We're just going to tweak a couple of the words and vowels in those phrases. In "Like a river flows," we're going to change it to "like a river flows." By adding a feeling of underneath "like a river flows," that is going to allow your larynx to drop a little bit and stabilize as you go up on that ascending phrase. "Surely to the sea," we're going to change it to "surely to the sea." "Darling, so it goes," that's pretty set right there. "Some things are meant to be," you should be good to go from there. So then we're also going to combine that with the idea of leaning or tilting into the sound. So what I want you to do is take one hand out like this, put it in front of you, and take the other hand and put it on top of it. And you're going to breathe in through that little tiny space we call the straw space, like this. And then you're going to sing that phrase using the vowel modification and feeling as if you are leaning or tilting into the sound like this. So I'll do it first for the guys with the lower voices. Here we go. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so we go, some things are meant to be. Okay, let's try that together, guys. Okay, hand out like this, other hand like this, pull your breath in. Here we go. Like a river flows
surely to the sea. Darling, so we go. Some things are meant to be.
Excellent. So by putting one hand here and the other hand on top of it like that, as you inhale with a little downward pressure, and then seeing as you move with your hands out, you'll feel your whole body stabilize, and then your larynx is going to be free when you're ascending into those upper notes. For the guys with the higher voices, once again, put your hand like this, hand on top, pull your breath in, here's your chord. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so we go. Some things are meant to be. Once again, pull your breath in. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so we go. Some things are meant to be. So by putting one hand here and the other hand on top of it and pulling that breath in, and then pushing out as you're singing, you're going to notice that your back rib cage stays open, your lower abdominals connect, and you'll feel a lean or tilt into the sound. And by combining that vowel modification, like a river flows, you'll get a lower larynx as you go up. So ladies, you're going to be singing this in the key of C. I'm going to demonstrate it with you, but an octave below you. So you're going to be singing like a river flows. Okay, so here we go. Remember, I'm going to be down an octave. Hand here, other hand on top. Pull your breath in. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so we go. Some things are meant to be. One more time. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so we go. Some things are meant to be. Excellent. I hope that went well for you. I really, really love this concept of putting the hand here and then pulling the breath in and having a feeling of leaning into the sound. It really opens your back rib cage. It has you connected to your lower abdominals, and you really feel that the sound and the breath are moving forward. So now you have 3 concepts to add to your vocal toolbox. Now, once you have a fairly clear understanding of this concept, try applying these exercises and concepts to one of your favorite songs. I hope you enjoyed this part 2 episode. Please feel free to leave a comment or question in the comment section below. Now, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing, and please hit that little notification button to make sure that you receive all the latest videos first. I would love it if you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now, if you're looking to broaden your understanding of the technique that I teach, please feel free to check out my instructional program called Let Your Voice Soar, as well as the From Voice Studio to Stage Masterclass with David Phelps by clicking on the link below or by visiting my website at www.voicesoaring.com. If you're looking for individualized vocal coaching and are in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area or would like an online lesson, please feel free to write me at jeff@voicesoaring.com. Lastly, I want to thank our sponsors at Superior Vocal Health, who create the absolute best products on the market for singers. I'm a huge fan of all of their products. I'm so happy that you joined me for this tutorial. Keep singing, stay positive, surround yourself with kind people who are going to lift you up, give thanks to the one above, and don't forget to let your voice soar.